Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope everything is good and great and wonderful. And today I want to talk to you about a little card game called Sweet Existence. This is by Nathan Pyle and printed and published by Hasbro. If you don't know who Nathan is, you should go check out his Instagram. I'll put a link in the description. He is extremely active on Instagram, and I've been a huge fan of his for a while. Nathan is a cartoonist who draws these little beings that observe our world very dryly and literally. And so it's satire about kind of the absurdity of the things that we do. And it's absolutely hilarious to follow these little beings on their journeys through life and learning about the planet that they live on. And so Sweet Existence is a bit of an extension of that. Now, this is a card game for 4 to 8 players. I think that you could modify it to play with less players, but I would say don't. I think that, in fact, more than 4 is better. I've played it with 4, and it plays fine. It can just be a little bit weird, and I'll tell you why. The basics of the game are every person's going to have 3 existence squares in front of them. And these existence squares are basically like coming-of-age type things. So how old do you feel? Infinitely more observant is an existence square that you'll flip over, and it's basically like you're getting older, and these are just moments in your life, right? So there's always going to be 3 per player, and there's always going to be at least 1 perish card. And if you flip over a perish card, you die. Right? That's it. So that's not inherently the thing that makes it so that you can't play with fewer than 4 players. That comes from connections. And so with connections, there are 3 different types of connections. You have I enjoy tender narratives, I enjoy medium danger, and I enjoy orb catching. And you'll shuffle this deck up and everybody gets one. And you flip them over, and the people who have the same type of connection, so the people who are seeking medium danger or enjoying medium danger, they are essentially a couple, right? And you kind of gain and lose wealth together. And wealth in this game is sweet discs. They're little cookies. And so you shuffle this deck up, there's 3 of each of these, and you deal 1 to each player. So in a 4-player game, it's possible to have 3 people on a team versus 1. It's not a problem. I'll tell you about that in a second, but it does make the end game a little bit weird. It can. If 1 player has the perish card, it's a little funky. So I would suggest playing with more. That's just me. So you're all going to have 3 of these things, and at least 1 of them is going to be a perish square. If you're playing with more than 4 players, there's probably going to be 2 in the deck. And whenever 1 gets flipped, that's the end of the game. The person who perishes and anybody they're connected to also perishes. So, you know, love is lost, right? And whoever the still living being with the most sweet discs at the end wins. So all of this takes place by this deck of action cards called action squares, and essentially every turn you flip 1 over, you read it, and you do what it says. It might be a gift, like this is the Roll Suck Supreme. I just roll sucked yesterday, but each new star rise brings more filth, right? When you flip over these purple cards, these are gifts. You give them to somebody else, mutual limb enclosure, and once somebody has 2 gifts in front of them, they're going to flip over 1 of their existence cards. So that's how you're going to kind of trigger the end game. There's also pink cards in here, which when you reveal them, such as it's like observing myself in the reflective glass. It does things like this lets you swap an existence square between any 2 beings, so you can switch existence squares around. So that perish tile might get moved all around. There's other ones that let you swap the connection squares, so you can break up connections or you can join a connection. There's things that let you take sweet discs from other players. When you reveal a connection, or when you reveal an existence square, so say you get 2 of the purple cards, you're going to flip over 1 of your existence squares. Anytime you do that, you get to steal a sweet disc from any other player. And anybody that you're connected to also gets to steal a sweet disc from any other player. So it's a very random game, but it's not without some degree of strategy, right? There's some degree of manipulation, especially in the beginning of the game when you get dealt your existence squares, you get to look at them, and then you don't ever get to look at them again. So like the first time I played this, I looked at mine, and then the first time I had to give somebody an existence square, I pretended like I couldn't remember where the parish square was. Somebody's like, oh, he has the parish square, right? And so I had the other two players fooled into thinking that I had it. I didn't. So there's a little bit of trickery, I guess, to that. And once they're out, you can never look at them again. And they might get shuffled. They might get passed around the table, so it can be difficult to keep track of where the parish square is. And just a sense of who has the most cookies or sweet discs. Whoever has the most sweet discs at the end is going to win, so you're going to try to steal sweet discs. So it's chaotic, but it's organized chaos. And I think that's kind of the charm of games like this. I would put it in the realm of like, what's the game that... Exploding Kittens. Like, similar kind of feel of, it's random, but it's also kind of not. Very similar, but with a little bit more interaction in this game. You're really kind of messing with other players and taking things and swapping things and moving things around. And on top of that, if nothing else, I think retail on this is $20. If nothing else, it has a great collection of single panel comics from Nathan's massive library of comics, and they're all funny. It's all worth reading, if for no other reason. That's worth the $20. I think the books are 10 or 12 a piece. This says 15. I paid less. So, it's worth it. And truthfully, I'm biased. If anything that Nathan puts these beings on, I'll purchase. So if there are any other publishers out there that want to publish some Strange Planet games and you have at least one sale, I'll buy it for sure. Sweet Existence, a Strange Planet card game. I would say if you're into kind of chaotic, fun 4 to 8 player games, it's probably up your alley. It's definitely not it's not broken in any way that I can tell. It's not unfun in any way. Everybody's in it till the end. Nobody gets knocked out too early. It just feels kind of loose and fun and silly. That's what I think. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I will see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is cabal. It is a noun meaning an underground society, secret religious sect, or other private group assembled for purposes hidden from those around them. I was shocked when our neighbor asked us to join a cabal of devil worshippers. After all, he is a deacon at the local church. Cabal, C-A-B-A-L.